Folks, we're joined by defender Luca Bombino. Luca, I'll start you off with the first question. Um, just transitioning out from national team duty, coming back to focus with the regular season with the team. Kind of what's the mentality going in since there was a week off essentially from matches for MLS, but you come in, face a Minnesota team, 30th match for the club. At this point in the season, how's the team doing, and how are you guys looking at this match?
Yeah, coming back from an international break, it's always most important to flip the switch. A lot of us guys are going into environments where we're playing with different styles and different mentalities with the way we play, and it's I think most important for us to just flip the switch, come back and focus on what we're doing again. The guys that stayed here were obviously getting that extra work in too. So now we come back together as a group, and the team that will mend together quickest, I think we'll do the best in these next upcoming games.
When you are off away like that, and you're kind of working with a little bit of a different system, does that, you find, expand your game and knowledge a little bit, or does it maybe cause a little bit of confusion trying to get back in the system? You have to come back to your regular club.
Yeah, there's a bit of both. It does. It is definitely challenging to change mentalities like that, but I think once you get in the habit of being able to adapt to both and take both in stride instead of feeling like you're losing one when you go away, I think that's really important, and I think it does add to your game for sure.
You're a 90 minutes a match now guy. Well, when did you kind of have that moment where you're like, all right, I'm here, I know I can play at this level, even at the age of 19?
Well, I mean, for me, it's always, what can I do in this next day, in this next minute, in this next play? As soon as I got the opportunity to play 90, I felt like I could do it. I'm the kind of guy where if you throw me into a tough situation, I'm just going to give it my all until I can't anymore. So, I mean, I guess from the first time I did it, I felt like I was ready to do it.
How much fun you had right now?
So much fun. You can't understate it. I'm living the dream.
And you guys have a fairly big one this weekend. Just knowing Minnesota's right behind you.
Yep.
But it's a 5-point cushion, so I mean, even if a loss happened, you still have that first place cushion. But how much focus is on, like, we've got them in our building, let's go ahead and bury them and not have to worry about them again?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're focused on what we're doing. Here in training, the focus has been solely on us, improving what we can as a team, and knowing that if we control what we can control and take care of the things that we know we have to do, then the game is in our hands, and there's nothing they can do to stop it.
What's the difference in mentality between this club and maybe other clubs in terms of playing young, unproven guys, and you're obviously Exhibit A?
Well, I can't say too much to that because, I've only been in 2 clubs, but
Yeah.
I would definitely say this is an environment for young talent to thrive, where we get a lot of opportunity. Coming in for me, I was rostered for my first MLS game within the first week,
Yeah.
and I could feel it from the moment I got here that there was a lot of support, especially for the young players. We have everything we need to succeed here, and San Diego is definitely unique, at least in my experience, when it comes to that.
What do some of your returning national team teammates say to you when you go to a camp? Like, oh man, you're so lucky, because some of them are in clubs, whether they're in Europe or even here, that they've really got. It's going to take a while for them to break into first team minutes. I mean, are they kind of jealous in a sense of the opportunity you're getting?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, a lot of eyes are on San Diego right now just because of the opportunity we're getting. There are conversations like that happening. I mean, it's bound to happen when you see guys your age getting opportunities. But yeah, it's really a lot of envy, and like all of my teammates are very happy for us, which is good. There's not a lot of a jealousy, I would say, but we're all very happy to be here, and especially the national team teammates that I've been talking to are very happy for us too, because we can see it when we go into these camps. We're all working very hard, and we're obviously talented enough to play in the positions that we're in. So we're very grateful to be in this position, and it's definitely being noticed.
What are the advantages of a young player? Mikey talks about some of them, but in your view, what are the advantages of a young guy? Because you can look at it and say, well, this guy's got way more experience. That's sort of the traditional way of thinking. But when you just throw somebody in who doesn't have that, but are young and talented and hungry, maybe, what do you see the advantages are?
Yeah, I mean, for me at least, there's obviously the opportunity to mold with a new style. I mean, you come in with a different set of eyes. You try things that maybe the more experienced guys haven't tried, because you don't know if they work yet, right? So you come in, you try new things, and you add what you can to the team when maybe you're not experienced enough in the roles that your teammates are.
Who have you talked to, kind of been through here, kind of figure, get tips on some of the older veteran guys on how to, not just play the game, but just be a professional every day?
Yeah, I mean, I sit with the goalkeepers in the locker room, so a lot of talking with them. I'm next to Franco Negri as well, my fellow left back. So we're always talking about tactics, what we can do better each day. There's a lot of communication within like our functional groups, the center backs, full backs, goalkeepers, and especially the assistant coaches as well. There's a lot of support from every angle: teammates, staff, support staff, front office staff, even. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of the defensive-minded guys, but also the attackers as well, because they see areas in your game and training where they feel like they can hurt you, and when they tell you what that is, it shows you a whole new understanding for your position, and I think that's really valuable.
How about life off the pitch? When you are, just what do you do? How do you keep your body in shape? What do you have to do for recovery and things? What do you do on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, I live on campus, so I'm definitely privileged in the fact that I can just come in and do recovery whenever I feel like I need it. There's a lot of time spent in the Normatex and the ice tub, coming in to do extra mobility when I'm feeling a little bit stiff. But yeah, I mean, most of my time in the afternoon is preparing the following morning in training. So I would say 99% of my day is based around football, even when it's not on the pitch.
Thanks, Luca.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Folks, we're joined by Onni Valakari. Onni, coming off the international break, the entire group is rejoined, regrouped. Kind of mentality going into this game against Minnesota, 30th match for the club. But with so little games left in the season, what is the mentality going into this game, and what are you guys looking after this weekend?
Yeah, so we basically had a little break from games. We're really happy that everybody's back fit now. Everybody came back good, in good mindset. We want to attack the rest of the season. We know we're in a good spot, and we know what we've done to get here, so we just have to continue to do the same things, because it's what's taken us this far, and we know it can take us a long way also. So just believe in the guys we have in the system, and keep on going and enjoy the way.
You get to this point, you're kind of a creature of habit. You get your routine
Yeah.
down. When you are used to playing so often, 1 or 2 matches a week, to have a big break, usually 1 or 2 things happen. Either you come back refreshed, or you come back a little bit disheveled. Which one do you think happened the first couple of days of practice here?
No, I think everybody looked sharp. Everybody came back fresh. I think it's sometimes good to have a little break also. So it's a little restart, refreshing, and no, everybody looked really sharp in this week. Everybody's ready for the game. Everybody's excited. We know how big of a game it is, and yeah, it's going to be a fun game. Hopefully, a lot of fans going to be there. We know we're going to give our all and just go out there and enjoy.
You can see what's in front of you. How do you have to kind of stop yourself from looking behind you, what the teams behind you are doing, to try and catch up, or are you just full steam ahead, looking at if we take care of our business, we're going to have the number 1 seed?
Pretty much the whole season we've been just focusing on the moment we have at hand. Every training session, every game, every recovery session, everything we've done, we've been just focusing on the present moment. We haven't been looking up or down or anywhere. We've just been focusing on ourselves. I think that's what helped us this season, and there's no point to change anything now. Just keep on doing what we've been doing, and yeah.
While away with the national team, what are the conversations like about your time with this club? Luca was talking about how much people are talking about this club. What have your conversations been like?
No, everybody. I think back in the national team, everybody was surprised also. I said personally, I'm not surprised. I think we have a good group of guys. We have a great system. Everybody's bought into it. I think it's going to be a fun ending, and I think everybody's looking forward for it. So yeah.
Any more questions? Thanks, Onni.
Thank you, Jessica.
Folks, we're joined by head coach Mikey Varas. Mikey, this week you have all the 10 guys that were out for international duty regroup with the entire team. Going into this transition from the break back to the regular season, kind of how do you integrate these guys back into the group, and then also just like what are you guys looking after for this match against Minnesota?
Yeah, we just set the intention that the teams and the players that are able to more quickly kind of flip that switch from that international feeling where guys are missing to guys being back in. It'll obviously be a shorter preparation with the whole group. Those are the teams that will have the competitive advantage. So our intention last 2 weeks has been the guys who have been here the whole time to train in a way where when the guys come back from their international duty, they can hit the ground running. And then the challenge for the international guys is to take a day to recover, but then leave that experience behind and get focused as much. And then from Minnesota, we're gonna face a really well-coached team, good players, tons of conviction for their style of play. A team that's very comfortable not having the ball. They're not stressed out at all when it comes to that. But when they do get the ball, they feel like they can score in any counterattack or set piece. And so it'll be a game where having the ball is not going to be a metric of success. It's going to be about what happens in the two boxes.
Just a question from Darren Smith on the guys who didn't participate with their national teams, but stayed back. What did this break mean for them? And then second piece would be just in general for injuries, if there's any updates of any guys being available this weekend.
Yeah, the intention set for them last week was about training in a way that makes our squad bigger, getting more guys closer or more ready to help the team make this final push. And then to help the group move forward in terms of concepts. And then, we should have Willie available from on the bench. And other than that, I don't think there's any changes.
Obviously, guys at this level are creatures of habit. When you get used to playing a match, 2 matches a week, and then there's a break in there, sometimes it can get a little bit disheveled. Do you find that come back fresh, or maybe it's a little bit rusty?
I don't think it's either one. I think it's like the national team is it's 8 to 12 days of like really hyper focused. You're in camp. You're at a hotel. It's 24/7, right? So you're in that type of environment for 8 to 12 days, and then you come back, and what players and coaches realize is that you come back a little bit mentally drained, right? Whether you've played all the minutes or you've played none of the minutes, because it's a quite intense experience. So I think it's just about setting intentions for yourself and for the group about knowing that that's a challenge, and now what will we do and what will I do to help overcome that challenge. And that's all these guys need in life to give themselves the best chances of having success, is to be open about, hey, this is the challenge you face. These are the intentions that we have. Now go and attack it. And that usually is enough to get these guys, maybe it takes a day to get their legs under, but at least it doesn't take 3 days. And for some players, it'll take 3-4 days.
We talked to Luca a little bit ago. When did you really start to trust him and give him the kind of minutes he's been earning?
Bombino.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we showed trust from the beginning by bringing him here. That's the first step. Then the second step was those first minutes he got pretty quickly after he got back, and we could see that we had a player with a ton of potential. But we also, it's not our first rodeo. It's not the first time we've worked with young players. So we also knew there was going to be a dip in form at some point. There were going to be mistakes. There was going to be fatigue, because you come from playing MLS Next Pro to playing consecutive first team games. It's just a different animal. So we knew that there was going to be that time where he came back out and had to sit a little bit, and then our hope was that he was going to use that moment to kind of adapt, and then when he stepped back in, take it to a new level, and he has. So I would say it was from the beginning, but the trust is growing with each performance for sure.
And what does it mean to see some of the young kids, the Right to Dream players, starting to be around here and playing some matches? What does it mean to see that part of the project come now?
Oh yeah, that's special. I mean, to get to see the first class come in, to see their first training ever, to see the first game. I've said it, this club will be a giant, and the academy is going to be the heartbeat of that. And so just to see the first steps with these young, talented, and super energetic kids, they're little, they're so young. So they're just so full of life, and they're so vibrant. And for me, it's super special. It's something that I'm going to hold close for forever.
How involved do you see yourself as part of that process?
Yeah, we trust the academy staff. The academy staff has a vision. They have their leadership there. But everything we do in the club is a collaboration. So it's about being aligned, making sure. I think my responsibility is to make sure that there's a honest and real connection there, and that I make time to talk with coaches, to talk with players, to go and see things happen. I won't be able to do it all the time, but we do trust the staff that we have because they're in it 100%, 24/7, thinking about how they're going to help develop the best players possible.
Club's been really good all year about focusing on what comes next, and then that's the almost the obsession. And you get to this point of the year, you see where you are in the standings, and you see you've got a team that's sitting right behind you with Minnesota. Do you mind drift maybe a little bit of, if we win this, we can pretty much bury them, and that's one less threat to us having home field advantage?
Yeah, your mind always drifts because we're not machines, you know what I mean? We're human beings. But the important thing is that we're mindful of when our minds are drifting, and then we bring ourselves back to the present moment. Because right now what we're doing is the only thing that matters. So this conversation I'm having with you guys is the most important thing that's happening. Because we also know that in this life, a lot of it will come down to circumstances that are outside of our control. So it's really important that we're as buttoned up and focused in the moment to give ourselves the best chances of having that success.
Before we switch to Spanish, Mikey, just this weekend we're celebrating Hispanic Heritage Night. Can you just talk about the importance of celebrating the culture and on a personal level with your Chilean background? What does it mean to represent your community and your background?
Yeah, I think, we believe in the power of diversity. We've said that from the beginning. You know, we want to be a reflection of the community. That is another seed that we planted really early, and we have a very diverse and Latino-based community. And so part of harnessing the power of diversity, in our opinion, is that you have to celebrate everybody's cultures. You know, we celebrate, my American culture. We got to celebrate my Latino culture. We have Asian populations here. We have European populations here. And I think the more open-minded we can all be in terms of celebrating each other's different cultures and strengths, that's where the power of diversity really comes about. And I think it's really important in the day that we're living now that everything we do starts from a standpoint of compassion, and that we're all brothers and sisters on this, sharing this planet together. And so I'm super excited to enter this phase of honoring our Latino community and really enjoying that.
I want to ask you about Manu. His college team was playing last night. He would have been a sophomore on that team, and yet he's out here starting for you. Just talk about his progression at such a young age. I know you have young players, but it's pretty incredible.
Yeah. Manu is we drafted him for a reason because he's got talent, but he also has tremendous character. Early on, he wasn't ready to play because of an injury, and we also needed to get him pro ready just physically. And he bought in 100%, so he showed an ability to see a longer term for himself and recognize the work he had to do. So he has that growth mindset in him. It's really, really clear. And then I think that Club America game was massive because he wasn't on the radar for playing yet, but because of players we were missing and it being an important game, we prepared him those weeks leading into it as a center back, and which we knew could be an alternate position for him also. And it turns out that he's just kind of grabbed that thing and ran with it. He showed that he's got this competitiveness about him and this ability to learn from mistakes, which I think is the most important thing for the young players. It's not about making the mistake, but it's about being able to self-correct over time, right? And
first game.
Yeah.
First MLS game when you get the back pass.
Yeah, exactly. And he's had a few of those, and that's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay that there's different types of mistakes that happen, but then how do you learn from them? And he's showing this ability to continuously try things, so he's really brave, and then learn when they make sense and when they don't make sense, and then use that for future performances. And we think his trajectory is just going to keep going. As any young player, he'll continue to have setbacks, but with the mindset that he has and the talent he has and the character he has, no doubt that in the long run he's going to be a really good player.
You mentioned his position. He's been a 6 his whole life, and his college coach was saying last night, he said, people haven't seen the real Manu yet because he's playing out of position. At what point, obviously his injuries dictated it, but at what point did you think, okay, can he play center back, and what's his future? Do you think he's ultimately going to be a 6?
Yeah, from the beginning we knew he could also play center back.
He didn't.
Because that's our job, right? Our job is we have a recruitment team that has vision. They see players for what they do, positionally profile, but we also look at the overall attributes that they have and what else can they be. Because you got to remember, we're trying to develop players for the highest level. So you got to have a little bit of a different vision for every single player. And I think Manu can play in both positions for sure. I think right now he's showing that his potential to play at center back is really high. And wanting to reach the highest level possible, having a transfer at some point, getting into big leagues at some point. I'm really confident he can do it at center back. And then, listen, if he shows he can do it at the 6'2", he's just going to be that much more valuable of a player and for us and for his own career in the long run.
Thank you.
We'll go to questions in Spanish.
Mikey, este sábado enfrentan a Minnesota United, un equipo que ya enfrentaron anteriormente de visita y que se llevaron los 3 puntos. ¿Cómo enfrentar a ese equipo que ha sido bastante competitivo? Quizás han tenido ciertos ajustes tácticos para poder volver a llevarse 3 puntos.
Ya, es un muy buen equipo, primero y principal, con mucha claridad en cómo quieren jugar. No sufren cuando tienen el balón, se sienten muy cómodos y son muy peligrosos en el contragolpe y a pelota parada. Entonces nosotros vamos a tener que saber que la posesión no es vamos a decir, una data que te dice si jugaste bien o no. Va a ser qué tipo de incomodidad podemos hacer en su estructura cuando tenemos el balón, si estamos creando oportunidades y si estamos frenando la contragolpe y defendiendo bien las pelotas paradas. Va a ser más clave que el otro. Y yo creo que ellos van a venir con no sé, un sentido de revancha y nosotros vamos a estar listos para eso porque este es un nivel de partido que se puede sentir como un partido de playoff y estamos preparando para eso también.
Ahora que se vino la fecha FIFA y varios jugadores estuvieron con sus seleccionados, ¿cómo se siente el grupo físicamente después de haber jugado estos partidos con sus selecciones y volver?
Ya, bien, físicamente bien. Yo creo que los que volvieron ayer, un par de días detrás de los otros, pero con cada día se sienten más frescos y van a llegar muy bien al partido.
Y ahora están a 5 partidos de finalizar la temporada. ¿Cómo se siente? ¿Se siente que poco a poco se va llegando al objetivo que se trazó desde el primer día?
Bueno, el objetivo es constante, es ser el mejor persona, el mejor jugador, el mejor profe, el mejor equipo en cada momento, cada día. Entonces yo creo que nunca se puede lograr porque siempre hasta un hay un próximo día en la vida, pero tenemos confianza de que si seguimos en ese rumbo vamos a llegar donde tenemos que llegar.
Y por último, volviendo al tema de la herencia hispana, ¿qué se siente celebrar este mes de la herencia hispana con un grupo tan diverso de diferentes nacionalidades, diferentes países?
Sí, no, es muy lindo. Nosotros creemos en el poder de la diversidad. Queremos ser una reflexión de la comunidad de San Diego, toda esta región, esos Baja y todas las 18 comunidades. Entonces es muy importante celebrar la cultura de cada uno, porque eso es lo que nos da ese poder de diversidad y en este momento es celebrar la comunidad latina y para mí es muy importante también siendo chileno-americano y va a ser muy lindo.
Mikey, por último nomás, mensaje a la afición, básicamente llegando a los últimos 2-3 partidos que se juegan en casa, invitarlos a que disfruten del equipo en la temporada regular, pero también preparando el ambiente para lo que serán los playoffs también.
Sí, yo diría que la frontera SD y todo el aficionado que llegan al estadio, tenemos las intenciones de tener un rendimiento en casa que no deja dudas. Esa es la intención que tenemos y cada uno de nosotros estamos preguntando a nosotros mismos qué extra podemos dar de mi parte para ayudar al grupo. Y ellos forman parte de nuestro equipo, entonces ojalá que se están preguntando esa misma pregunta para ver qué podemos cada uno, incluyendo ellos, dar para terminar lo mejor posible.
Muchas gracias, Mikey.
Gracias.